This video, I'm going to talk to you about the only 3 skills that you need that will actually make you money online, okay? So if you have been drowning in the noise and are struggling to pick a lane when it comes to making money online, or if you've maybe tried a few of the business models out there that everybody recommends and haven't had a lot of success, this video is for you. Or if you're starting out from zero, if you have never tried any online business model, but you see all the ads, you see all the content out there, and it's overwhelming and you just don't know what to choose or you don't know where to start, this video is for you, okay? Now, if you are looking for another magic bullet, a magic pill that's gonna give you the shortcut, and you're just looking for like an easy way to make money online, then this is probably not for you and you should probably close this video out because you're just gonna waste your time. So now that we got that out of the way, let's actually talk about what these skills are, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit. Before I get into the skills, I need to explain what is going on and what the problem actually is, right? So like I mentioned, a lot of people, they see all of these business models online. They hear about drop shipping, they hear about TikTok shop affiliate, they hear about social media marketing, they hear about affiliate marketing, and the list just goes on and on and on, right? And as a beginner especially, you might just jump into one of these and try it and try to go through the business model. But a lot of the times, I would say, I don't even know like what the ratio is, but I would say 8 or 9 out of 10 people who try any of these business models, they fail, right? And they fail and then they give up and they blame the business model for their failures, right? But the problem is that these aren't the problem, right? The business models are not the issue here. It's that you haven't developed the skills necessary to be successful within these business models. Because the truth is, there's hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people who have found a lot of success doing each of these, right? And so it's just up to you to figure out how they got there. And the way they got there is by developing 2 of these 3 skills specifically, but the third one will help you out even more. So let's jump into what the skills are, okay? So the 3 skills, in no particular order, are direct response marketing, media buying, and building with AI/Claude code, okay? So direct response, right? If you have never heard of direct response, it's basically how you get a stranger, a complete stranger who's never heard of you, never heard of your product, never heard of your brand, has never seen your ads, know nothing about you, and you convert that stranger into a buyer. Okay, so that is the art of direct response. Okay, and the vehicle that is used in direct response is more commonly known as copywriting. Okay, so think of copywriting as almost as like written sales. Okay, so you're selling people without talking to them, essentially. So it has a lot of the same elements as sales does, but the thing with copy is that you can have thousands of people reading your copy at once, right? Whereas with sales, you can really only sell one person face to face at a time. So you're kind of constrained by your time, essentially. So direct response in the form of copywriting, okay? And essentially what you're doing with copywriting is you're trying to understand human behavior and emotions. Okay, you're trying to leverage you're trying to leverage people's emotions and their desires and their beliefs and their insecurities. You're leveraging those things to create a message that encourages them to buy whatever it is you're selling. Okay? And that's at the core of direct response, right? So understanding direct response is key for any endeavor, any online money-making endeavor, okay? If we go back to, these business models, drop shipping, TikTok shop, social media marketing, affiliate marketing, all of these, you're selling something to somebody, right? Drop shipping, you're choosing out a product from China, writing an advertorial, making ads, writing copy to sell that ad. TikTok shop affiliate, you have to write scripts to sell the product. Social media marketing, you have to understand the business that you're selling your services to. You have to understand why they buy. And you have to write copy, you have to make ads, you have to do cold outreach to these companies, right? Same with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is basically like drop shipping. So direct response marketing is the underlying skill for most, if not all, online money-making opportunities, okay? So the next skill is media buying. So once you understand what makes a person buy, what makes your ideal customer buy, now you have to get that message in front of them. And not just one person, but thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And the vehicle to do that is, ads, obviously, right? So media buying is just learning how to run ads, okay? Learning how to use the ad platforms, whether that be, Facebook, TikTok, Google, right? And then there's also like a bunch of other, more low-key networks, right? Or not networks, ad platforms, sorry. So essentially the media buying controls the traffic, right? Whereas with direct response, you're learning how to craft an offer that you then use ads to promote. Okay, so again, you're wanting to build these fundamental skill sets that's going to allow you to sell things online, basically. Okay, so that's the second skill that you want to focus on. Again, direct response and then media buying. So this third skill, building with AI, it's not as foundational as understanding direct response and media buying, but what this does is it allows you to actually build and create the physical, tangible product that you're delivering. Okay? And before, as a marketer, as someone who, just does media buying or copywriting, right? You would need to then possibly hire a developer or someone who just had experience with funnel building platforms or whatever to actually take what you created with, your copy or what your offer that you made and turn that into a landing page or a website or or a VSL page or whatever you needed to actually deliver the message and the product, right? But with AI, you can do this by yourself now. You don't need developers, you don't need anybody really to help you bring your ideas to life and start running traffic to them, okay? Because this was my biggest bottleneck when it came to actually promoting and selling offers that were a little more experimental. So for example, like there was this one time I spent around $8,000 working with a developer, and I got a pretty half-assed project. I didn't even end up using it, but my point is that because I learned how to build with AI, I'll never have to deal with a developer again, okay? So that's like one of the main reasons why you should learn to build with AI, but it also allows you to do things less manually, right? So one example is nowadays every software out there has MCP servers, right? And if you don't know what MCP is, it's essentially a way for applications and software to communicate with the different LLMs, the different models, and have them do things for you automatically, right? So basically every software has an MCP server, and if they don't have an MCP, they probably have, API. So you don't need to do things manually anymore. And that saves you so much time to where you can do, where you can just focus on like the marketing or the ads or, focusing on your offer, right? And that's basically like the biggest reason why you need this, okay? So kind of just touching on that last point, the reason why you need all three is so that you could do this whole loop of building, advertising, scaling, building, advertising, scaling. You could do that a lot faster, okay? Before, you would need a team to do this. You would need you would need a copywriter. You would need someone who knew how to run ads or make ad creatives. And then you would need a developer to build your landing pages, to integrate your VSL on your page. You would need, if you wanted to get experimental with your offer, if you wanted to create like a membership portal, for example, something interesting, like, value stacking to your offer in different, more unique ways, you would need someone to build that out for you, okay? But now, this loop is basically automatic if you understand these three skills, okay? Okay, so hopefully now I've maybe convinced you a little bit to start learning some of these skills, okay? And if you haven't already, and if you're watching this, you probably have some idea of what this stuff is, but if you don't, this next part is, you should pay attention to this next part, because this is where you can actually learn where to learn this stuff, okay? And these are like more practical tips here. So for direct response, these are basically some of my favorite books that I've read that really close the gap, or that closed the gap for me, in the sense that like they gave me that like light bulb moment. So Cashvertising, this was like the first copywriting book that I read, and it's a good foundational book, and it explains a lot of the concepts really well. Breakthrough Advertising, everybody kind of talks about this book. It's I think it's really expensive, but you can find it for free on the internet. And then these two are actually some really underrated books, the 16-word sales letter and Great Leads by Michael Masterson. So if you have time, I would definitely recommend to go through these two. These ones will for sure change the way you think about copywriting in the context of sales letters. For traffic, for learning how to media buy, there's a ton of YouTube tutorials, there's a ton of YouTube content nowadays. But the main way you learn media buying is through actually running ads. So this is where like maybe I would recommend, here's what you could do actually. So figure out like a simple product to build, right? Like just a very basic like ebook. It could be on anything. I'll start with yourself. Like think about like some of your problems, something you could build a simple ebook around, right? And then you're just gonna make it. You're gonna ask Claude to help you build it out, okay? Then you're gonna figure out all of the marketing for it, all of the copywriting. You're gonna figure out who the ideal customer is. You're gonna figure out their pain points, their beliefs, their the benefits of your product. I don't want to get too deep into it in this video, but basically figure out your offer, figure out who you're going to sell it to, and then that's basically it, okay? Then you're going to go and make ads, okay? And to make ads, it's pretty simple. I mean, the best resource is going to be the ads library, so you could look up similar ads, but a lot of the times just getting on camera and making a video where you're just talking face to face is going to be the fastest and easiest way to actually start testing ads and start testing your copy. So I would start there, right? Just keep it super simple, a simple ebook. Go through one of these resources, probably Cashvertising, and just make videos like this where you're just talking to a camera, okay? And that's how you're gonna learn the most, okay? Because you could go through all the videos on YouTube. You could watch, all the videos, whatever, right? Read all the books, but really you just need one foundational book, which I recommend Cashvertising. Build a simple product with Claude, or just literally just ask Claude to help you, like figure out what product you could sell, like a simple digital ebook or something. And then start running Facebook ads or run YouTube ads, okay? And your content is going to be videos like this, where you're just talking to the camera and reading off a script, okay? So, to kind of close it all out, you're gonna, I need to change this because you're not just gonna pick one skill and immerse yourself daily. You're gonna go through basically what I just said. You're gonna pick up the book Cashvertising. You're gonna go on go on Claude, and you're gonna ask it to help you come up. I'm not gonna type all this out. You're gonna ask it to help you come up with an idea for a digital product to sell, okay? Then you're just gonna go on YouTube and literally type in how to run Facebook ads 2026, okay? Just to get like a very basic understanding of how the ad platform actually works. And for the video ad that you're gonna do, it's just gonna be a face-to-face video like this, like how I'm recording it right now, okay? And you're gonna need to write out a script with like a hook, and I'm not gonna get into the details of the script structure, but just look up like a problem, agitate, solution style script, okay? Again, the point of this the point of this, I don't want to call it a project, but this step-by-step is just for you to get reps, okay? To get reps and take action and just start developing these skills, okay? So write, run, build, yeah. And ideally, it's something that you can keep making videos for, but if not, don't worry about that. Just literally just start getting those reps, okay? So again, just to sum it all up, the three skills you're gonna want to focus on are direct response, getting traffic or media buying, and building with Claude code or with Claude or AI or whatever, okay?